Disclaimer: the following narrative is based on open source reports and public claims.
Rodynske, a small town in Donbas that most people had never even heard of. Today, Rodynski has become a symbol of how brutal modern warfare really is. There were no victory parades, no slow street-by-street battles. Instead, there was a single massive explosion that ended everything. According to battlefield reports, Rodinski was nearly wiped out after Russia allegedly used a FAB-3000 bomb dropped by a Su-34 strike aircraft. If these reports are accurate, this wasn't just a military strike. It wasn't simply about capturing territory. This was a message. A message that in modern war, a small city can be erased in seconds. Rodinski may be small, but its location was never insignificant. The town sits near key logistics routes in Donbas. It functioned as a transit point for troops, a supply hub, and a rear defensive zone for Ukrainian forces. In this war, places like Rodynske are no longer seen as civilian towns. They become part of the battlefield itself. As long as the city stood, Ukraine still had room to operate, still had shelter, still had supply lines. And this is where Russia's battlefield logic comes in. If a city can't be taken quickly, it gets rendered unusable. Rodynske wasn't slowly conquered. Rodinski was chosen to be destroyed. The FAB-3000 is not an ordinary bomb. It weighs roughly 3 tons. Its blast power is capable of flattening entire sections of a city in a single strike. This is not a precision weapon. It's a weapon of destruction. When dropped from a Su-34 tactical bomber, the impact becomes even more devastating. The Su-34 is designed to carry heavy payloads and strike large targets without compromise. Once the bomb is released, no structure is truly safe, civilian or military. If the FAB-3000 was indeed used on Rodynski, the city never really stood a chance. This wasn't a battle, it was systematic destruction. After the strike, Rodynski reportedly lost almost all of its function as a city. Electricity went down. Water supplies disappeared. Communications were completely cut. Buildings collapsed across entire blocks. Public facilities stopped operating. Hospitals could no longer function. The remaining civilians were left with no real choices. Some were evacuated. Others stayed behind, trapped among the ruins. Rodynske wasn't captured in the conventional sense. It wasn't occupied in the usual way. The city was left destroyed, so it could no longer serve anyone. This is where difficult questions begin to surface. Ukraine is known for defending its territory to the very last moment, but in Rodynski's case, that decision came at a heavy cost. With limited air defense and little protection against heavy aerial strikes, the city became an easy target. Holding the line for too long only increased the risk of extreme retaliation. An earlier tactical withdrawal might have saved infrastructure and civilian lives, but that didn't happen. Rodynski was defended until Russia chose the most brutal option available. This isn't about courage or weakness. It's about miscalculation in a battlefield that shows no mercy. The destruction of Rodynski isn't just about one town. It's a strategic message to all of Donbas. Cities turned into fortresses will be destroyed, not negotiated over. The alleged use of a FAB-3000 marks a serious escalation. Russia is signaling that it's willing to level cities to accelerate its operations. The question now isn't whether Rodynski can be rebuilt. It's which city comes next. Was Rodynski the last warning, or just the beginning of a far more brutal phase of this war? Rodynski is now just a name on the map. A city that proves how, in modern warfare, holding on too long can mean losing everything. Now the question is yours. Should Ukraine have withdrawn earlier? Or was holding the line the only option, no matter the cost? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you want war analysis without a single dominant narrative and without excessive censorship, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Share this video so more people can see another side of this conflict, because understanding war is the first step toward understanding reality.